Have you ever had one of those days where nothing is necessarily wrong, but nothing feels right either? The things that normally make you smile don't quite get there. The things that normally recharge you don't seem to work. Your favorite music, your favorite food, your favorite hobbies, your favorite people. Even the things you usually look forward to just feel muted. Like you're running on a nearly empty battery, and no matter what you plug into, it doesn't seem to charge. It's a strange feeling. Because when we're hungry, we eat. When we're tired, we sleep. When we're lonely, we call someone. But what do we do when we feel drained? And we don't even know why? What do we do when the usual answers stop working? Maybe part of the frustration comes from the fact that we're always trying to fix it. We start searching. Maybe it's my job. Maybe it's my weight. Maybe it's my relationship. Maybe I need a vacation. Maybe I need more motivation. Maybe I need to push harder. Maybe I need to care more. Maybe I need to become someone else. And yet, sometimes none of those answers seem quite right. Because sometimes the feeling isn't coming from one thing. Sometimes it's coming from everything. 100 little disappointments, 100 responsibilities, 100 small cuts that never seemed important enough to acknowledge on their own. Until one day, you wake up and realize you're carrying more than you thought. I think one of the hardest parts about being human is that life rarely asks us if we're ready. The bills still come. The alarm still goes off. Work still needs to be done. People still need things from us. And so we keep going. Even when we're running low, even when we're exhausted, even when a part of us is quietly whispering, I need a break. Not from life, just from carrying it for a little while. Maybe that's why so many of us end up feeling disconnected from ourselves. We become so focused on surviving our days that we forget to check in with the person living them. We stop asking, how am I really doing? What do I actually need right now? What have I been carrying that I haven't allowed myself to put down? And maybe that's why the usual things stop working sometimes. Maybe the music doesn't help. Maybe the movie doesn't help. Maybe the food doesn't help because what we're really craving isn't entertainment. It's restoration. And those aren't always the same thing. Maybe what we need isn't another distraction. Maybe what we need is a moment of honesty, a moment of stillness, a moment to admit, I'm not at my best right now. And maybe that's okay, because no battery stays full forever. No season lasts forever. No feeling lasts forever. There have been days in all of our lives when we felt unstoppable. Days when everything felt brighter. Days when we laughed easier, dreamed bigger, loved deeper. And if those seasons existed before, there's a good chance they'll exist again. But sometimes, between those seasons, there are quieter chapters. Chapters where progress feels slow, where motivation feels distant, where the light seems a little harder to find. And maybe the goal during those moments isn't to force ourselves to feel better. Maybe the goal is simply to be patient with ourselves while we heal, to keep showing up, to keep taking the next step, to keep looking for the small things. A good conversation, a sunset, a song, a walk, a moment of peace. Not because those things magically fix everything, but because sometimes they remind us that not everything is broken. Maybe that's what hope really is. Not the belief that everything will be perfect, but the quiet understanding that even when we feel drained, even when nothing seems to recharge us, this isn't where the story ends. So if your battery feels low right now, maybe you don't need to have all the answers tonight. Maybe you don't need to fix everything tonight. Maybe tonight
is simply about being honest with yourself. Taking a breath, giving yourself a little grace, and trusting that the energy, the joy, and the color will return. Because they usually do, even if it takes a little longer than we'd like. So I'm curious, what helps you through the seasons when nothing seems to recharge you?